What's good is King Steph, and we are back with a new Jujutsu Kaisen chapter, and I just gotta say, my god, was this chapter absolutely epic. I mean, between fights, a return, and even though we didn't get to see what we all wanted to see from last week, I was still very satisfied with what we got. We are at Sendai Colony, part number 6. It really does feel like things are about to wrap up, especially with the end of this chapter, but let's not waste any more time and get right into it. Man, let's get into the big thing that happened. First of all, triple threat domain. We all thought we were going to see maybe one, maybe two domains, but sadly we didn't get to see any because the three-way domains were collapsed. Ryu and Takako, while they were trying to unlock their domains, they needed to keep Rika away from the domains because it would give you the advantage, obviously. And I'm not going to lie, I was kind of hurt when we didn't see it. The panel did look cool of the glass breaking, but man, I really wanted to see at least one. But why does part of me feel like Gege didn't know what to do with the other two domains in terms of the design? Granted, it makes sense like why it collapses, because obviously in two domains, when two domains are going at each other, whichever one is the greater one or the stronger one is going to overlap the other. The three-way domain is much more complex. All the buildings and the exterior and internal things going on, it just collapses. And then we gotta get into this because this caught me way off guard. Kurodushi returned via reproduction, and he also kept Rika away with his cockroaches that were strengthened. But I did not expect this whatsoever because I didn't see when he reproduced, because we knew from when he fought Yuta that he could do this with the whole embryo and the bugs and like the whole science that went into that. But he apparently did this before going dormant, and apparently even if Kurodushi the player dies, the spirit lives on. This is that reminded me of something like with Rika, how Rika the actual person died, but the vengeful spirit still lingered. So this is something pretty similar, but it looks like, but honestly, Kurodushi comes off as like one big infestation, literally, because you have to basically kill him before he can lay any eggs, and then you're basically good. If Kurodushi lays eggs, he's still special grade and still has that power, which that kind of probably explains why he's special grade, because he can kind of overwhelm you with all these cockroaches and then bring in the fact that he can reproduce and bring himself back to life. That's a lot. I gotta give Kurodushi his respect. He's definitely up there. We also got something new with Rika. Well, not necessarily new, but something new for the new Rika that we're gonna, the external storage version of Rika. She has a new level output. Opens the eye, reminiscent of Volume 0 on top of her head. Obviously, whenever this happens, this means that Rika, she needs to get to Yuta, because that means that the Yuta's in danger. She's pissed off. It's one of those very emotional moments for Rika where she just snaps. And I have to say, I love the design for this Rika. I love the extended hairs on the back that really pop out. The white and black mixture in between. Something about this Rika. Rika looks a lot more menacing, if anything. Or a lot more scary compared to the first time we seen her in Volume 0. But I absolutely love the design choice that Gege went with Rika. When the domains collapsed, man, Yuta kicked Takako in the back, and that just set everything off. Everybody for some reason just started jumping Takako. I mean, Kurodushi locked eyes with Takako, so they just kind of had to get into a scuffle, even though Takako didn't want that because that's not a good matchup for her. Kurodushi sliced up Takako, put cockroaches in her arms. Now her arm is off because she had to cut it off because of the whole cockroaches. Then Rika bit Takako's arm that was already ripped off. I have no idea why she did that, but she did. And then my boy Ryu launches a granny blast at both Takako and Kurodushi. I'm not even going to lie, I had high stocks in Ryu. Out of all 4 characters, I said Ryu is the one I am putting a lot of interest into, not only because he looked cool, but they said he had the highest curse energy output out of anybody, including Yuta, or on par with Yuta per se. And I'm glad it's coming to fruition, because he's definitely showing out in this chapter. He came off like a complete boss. I loved how he was portrayed in this. And when Ryu knocked both of them out, both Kurodushi and Takako with his granite blast, Rika finished off Kurodushi a little bit in the background. It looked like she let off some type of curse energy blast. Clearly it was just an attack to finish him off. But Kurodushi is gone. Takako's gone. They're definitely out of commission. I don't see them coming back into the fight. And I'm not even gonna lie, I did feel bad for Takako, man, because she was clearly coming back for redemption, revenge. Like, she wanted to prove herself. Like, she wanted to, just come back and like be better than what she was. She obviously still hated the Fujiwaras. She hates Yuta because of that, even though Yuta himself is kind of like, I don't know, like, what you want me to do about that? Like, that ain't my people like that. Like, what they did to you, hey, my bad, but you got to get this work. So I ain't gonna lie, I felt bad for Takako a little bit. But the chapter essentially ends with Ryu wanting a one-on-one with Yuta. He's always wanted this one-on-one with Yuta because he was very interested in him way back when Takako and Ryu were kind of just eyeing Yuta, looking at him, monitoring him. Like when he had the fight with Druv, they were looking at him kind of like, okay, this guy looks like a threat. We want to keep an eye on him. And then when he saw him do the reverse curse energy, his interest in him grew even more. Then Rika came. He was like, oh, this guy is incredibly strong. So this is kind of been built up with every time Yuta shows off his power. You see Ryu kind of get more intense and like super like determined to want to fight him. And now we got this one-on-one. Now they're both exhausted because anytime you use a domain, you pretty much using a large portion of your curse energy. So they're both gonna, like I said, this seems like the end. They're both going to be going hand for hand. I don't see big moves coming anytime soon. This looks like it's going to be very hand-to-hand combat. Maybe if anything, one move from both, and that seems to be it. I honestly cannot wait for next week because it feels like it's going to be the end of Sendai unless something else happens in Sendai that I just don't know what's going to happen. But this is definitely an epic chapter, epic fight. I'm giving this a 10 out of 10. I don't care what anyone says. I love this chapter. Last thing I want to touch on is Yuta's domain. Do you think we're going to see that when he goes against Kenjaku? I know he wants to fight Kenjaku. I feel like part of Gege kind of wants to save that too, because clearly Yuta has it. Now granted, he's going to have to rest a lot because that's like, he's been fighting nothing but special grades. So, he going to have to get some rest, or maybe somebody heals him. I don't know. But if he wants to go against Kenjaku, he's got to be 100% because Kenjaku is no joke. We know this. He's top 3 in strength. So Yuta, if he's going against Kenjaku, he got to be healed. And I need to see that domain, man. I got to see Yuta's domain now that he has one. Love to see it. But sadly, no, crazy domain expansion battle. We're going to blame that on Kurodushi coming back. But yeah, definitely lit chapter. I'm definitely, like I said, 10 out of 10. Let me know in the comment section down below, how much did you enjoy this chapter? What would you rate it? What was your favorite part? Do you think Yuta's going to have his domain ready when he goes to fight Kenjaku? Let me know all of that in the comment section down below. Hit me with a like and subscribe if you enjoy and are looking forward to more Jujutsu Kaisen content coming from me. I'll holla at y'all in the next one. Peace.